Hello and welcome back to New York Gold. This video is about Corys. I have a bunch of green Corys in here and they ended up spawning. Now, I'm not breeding them, there's a difference. Breeding them is when you put them in a specific place to try to make more. They're just in the community tank and they decided to spawn. So I decided that to try to take the eggs out and raise them. And let me show you, what I got going on here so far and what to look for. So hang on. All right, so this is day one so far, and what I have in here will be unprepared, Danny boy. I don't know if you can see. You see those eggs? Yeah, there you go. The I don't know how many are in here. Make it a dozen or so, 20 eggs, and I scrape them off of the places I find them in the tank. Now I got them in two ways. I got water dripping in here and filtering out, regular like breeder box, but I was panicking, I couldn't find it, so what I did is I just took this little measuring cup and I have this sitting in here just to keep the temperature the same, and there's a bunch of eggs in there. I don't know if you can see any. Oop, let me get this out of here. But there's a lot more in here. I collected a bunch. So you see them on the sides and what have you, and I don't have not too many are turning white, so I think we're doing pretty good fertility wise. I didn't really look in there yet, to tell you the truth, but let me show you. See, when I came home today there was even more, and you see this is what I'm dealing with. They're sticking the eggs to the side of the glass, and if I don't get them, you see these are all eggs that were already eaten. I guess the mollies and the guppies got them. And if you look in the back corner, I don't know, it's hard to see, right behind that molly's tail, or right in front of the molly's head now, there's some stuck to the glass back there. So, oop, there's some on top. Here you go. There's some on top too. This thing focus on anything? Yeah, oh, there they go. Trust me, right up there, there's more. So, they're around. I guess, yesterday's wasn't enough. They had to spawn again. So let me show you how I'll scrape these things off. I'll throw them in one of the containers and we'll see how we do it. I'm going to try this one-handed because I'm brave. So I have a razor and I'm going to scrape them and stick them in the breeder bucket. So let's see if I can make this happen. Alright, these eggs might be a little old. Usually they're very sticky when they first come out, so I'm hoping they're going to stick to the razor here. But there you go. So yeah, see them, they stick to my fingers, so what I do is I roll them off onto the glass. Oops, that one fell off. Okay. Oh, there's one more. I feel it. I feel it on my finger. There it goes. Oh, there's another one. That's it. They are in. So, I don't know if you guys can see this, but the ones I just put in, they're lighter. And the ones from yesterday are a little darker. I guess they're starting to develop. So it would be nice to have them all at the same speed, but oh, there's more in the back. Oh, these things are all over the place. You see them right there. Some on the plant. Do I want to get all these things? I don't know. Maybe I'll leave some in the tank to try to, how many is enough. So anyway, this is the first day one, the second day. It's really day one for the eggs. And I'm really curious to see how this is going to work out with the this method versus the this bucket method. I'm going to change the water in here now. I just got home, and then about 50%. And I've been putting. Yesterday I put 5 drops of peroxide, a 3% peroxide, and I'll probably do it again. Although the eggs don't look bad. There's no fungus, but Maybe that's because I put the peroxide yesterday, so I don't know. But I'm definitely going to change the water. I'll do a 50% in there. And here, this is getting the constant water change, so I don't really have to do it. But I can't put any fungicide in here because it just goes in and out. So that's that. And we'll get to day 2 after this. Okay, this is day 3 with the Corys. They were born on the 22nd. Today's the 25th. It was right at like the 24-hour mark. I got it this morning, and I started seeing them already hatching out and doing their thing. So, of course, I didn't grab the camera. I gotta work. You know what I'm saying? I got a job. But let me show you what I got going on here. And there's actually even more. So I'll explain. Hang on a second. Okay, so you can see they hatched out today. This container, this tank, it was about 75 degrees. This was like between 75 and 78. But I took it with a different thermometer, so roughly 75 degrees. And I don't know if you can see the little guys back there wiggling around. They're, trust me, they're in here. There you go. These guys are not even 24 hours old, maybe 12 hours old or so. And this was the one where this is like I guess the breeder box where the water gets filtered in and then comes out the top. And this is just an air stone in a measuring cup. And I don't know, it's hard to see in here, but we actually did pretty good in this one. There are a lot of them buzzing around in here. So what I'm gonna do is put the measuring cup guys in here, and I'll just put everything in this one spot, and I don't have to worry about water changes really and aeration, and that'll be easier for me. But this one does pick up like any kind of scuzz that's floating in the tank, and I gotta clean it. I'm not really happy about that, and I know I put it on. I had a piece of foam down on the intake, but then I wasn't getting anybody upstairs coming in, so I wasn't getting the flow I liked. But I did. What happened is the next day, 3 days in a row, the Corys actually laid eggs. And if you look, can you see in the back of the pipe? It's not focusing. On the pipe in the back, there's still eggs on the outside of the tank, so I'm leaving them there to do what they have to do, and hopefully that'll work. And there's a spot in the back of the tank I couldn't reach. I don't know if you can see right there on the back of the tank. There's more eggs, and there was some on top of here. I don't know if they're still there, a few right there. So they're turning brown, they look good, so maybe we'll see if they can do it inside the tank. Now over here, don't look at those yet. Inside this keeper, there's a bunch swimming around in there. These were born the next day, but they were at, I got my light clamped onto it, but whoops, I'm losing everybody. That was done at 81 degrees. So they still hatched at the same time, even though they were born the next day. So these were done in like 48 hours. And then the ones that were born yesterday, I have them in this tank. And this tank is, this one's 78 degrees, and these guys are still eggs. So I'm expecting these tomorrow. These guys will be here. So I'm really spread all over the place here with these Cory eggs. So like I said, I'm going to take everything, I'm going to stick it in here, and then this is going to be my home base, and I'm going to do all my feeding and whatnot in here. I'm just trying to keep track. That's why I got hatched on here. I'm trying to keep track because I got to look at them, and in like 2 days is when they'll be done with their yolk sac and ready for eggs, according to what I've been reading. So that's what I'm going to try to do. And let me get everything in here. We'll come back and see how many we got, and then we'll end this. How's that? Bye. Okay, they're all in. Is this better this way? We got a bunch. So I don't know how many we have. 60, give or take. So far they're in here. They adjusted pretty well, and I guess I'll wait 2 days from now to 27th, 28th or so, and then I'll start feeding them up. I'm gonna try live baby brine shrimp. Everybody's got a different idea, but I culture those things every day, so I might as well use them. And that's that. So all right, I'll be back in 2 days. All right, this is day 4. We ended up with about I want to say about 30. And this is the hard part. It really is. This is the part that scares me the most. It's when they go from the yolk sac onto food. I don't know if it's they just don't know how to do it sometimes, or just a disability or whatever, but that's where I seem to lose the most fry in that transition. But these guys, I just look for those, everybody says it too, the orange bellies. You see the little orange bellies? If you look in there, you see all the baby brine strips still swimming around. It looks like, I never did this before, but there's a bunch that have just like no pigment. See the guy going up in the back? I don't know if I have a handful of albinos in here or what, but that's this is day 4, and I started feeding them after day 2, and they're eating pretty well. So this is what they look like 4 days after hatching. Alright, so this is day 7. We made it. I think the hard part is over. I'm feeling better and better every day now that they're alive and still breathing and eating. So let's take a look and see what these guys look like at 7 days. Well, I just fed them. There's probably a little brine popping around in there, but that's it. They all have the you know, orange belly. They grow pretty fast. I'm surprised. I never did Corys before. They're pretty big for a week, but they've been in here getting their steady meals like a little prison, and that's it. They're doing good. And on the side note, the Corys, where are those guys? In there in the bottom. They did it again yesterday. So, you know, out of all the ways I did the eggs, I think I had my best luck with this little measuring cup and the peroxide trick. So what I did is I collected the eggs. I don't know if you can see them in there. Same thing as last time, nothing special. And then I'm gonna give this way a go again. It worked, so I just did like a 50% water change and just a couple more drops of peroxide, and that's it. I'm not gonna touch the water until they hatch. They should hatch in a couple more days. But that's it. That's week 1. So these guys are 7 days old, and then yeah, maybe I'll wrap this up and then do a part 2. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.